Have you ever wondered why some of the most enlightened, wise, and spiritually gifted individuals never seem to shine in school? Society tells us that intelligence is measured by grades, test scores, and academic achievements. But the truth is, real wisdom goes far beyond textbooks, formulas, and standardized tests. The most awakened minds often struggle in traditional education, not because they lack intelligence, but because they operate on an entirely different level, one that cannot be measured by school systems designed for the masses. If you've ever felt like an outsider in school, if you've struggled with conventional learning, or if you were misunderstood by teachers and classmates, then know this: you are not alone. You were never meant to fit into the mold that society created. Your mind was built for something far greater than memorizing facts and following rules. You were born to see the world differently, to question reality, and to seek deeper truths that go beyond what most people are willing to explore. From a young age, the chosen ones, the spiritually aware, the deeply intuitive, the ones who think beyond the surface, often find themselves at odds with traditional learning methods. While other students can sit for hours memorizing facts, chosen ones find this process exhausting and uninspiring. Their minds are not designed to simply store information. They are designed to absorb knowledge in a way that is meaningful, connected, and deeply personal. They don't just learn by reading, they learn by experiencing. They don't just accept information, they question it. This is why school can feel like a prison for them. The rigid structures, the strict schedules, and the repetitive tasks do not nourish their souls. While others find comfort in the familiarity of rules and routines, chosen ones crave expansion. Their minds thrive in environments where creativity, imagination, and deep contemplation are encouraged. But unfortunately, the education system does not reward this kind of thinking. Instead, it prioritizes conformity over originality, obedience over curiosity, and memorization over true understanding. One of the biggest struggles chosen ones face in school is the feeling of being misunderstood. Teachers may label them as distracted, unmotivated, or even rebellious. They might be criticized for not paying attention in class, for questioning authority, or for learning at a different pace than their peers. But what teachers and society fail to understand is that chosen ones are not unfocused. They are simply focused on something much greater. While other students are learning how to pass tests, chosen ones are contemplating the mysteries of the universe. While their classmates are memorizing formulas, they are questioning the very fabric of reality. From an early age, chosen ones develop an insatiable curiosity that drives them to challenge everything they are taught. They are not content with surface-level explanations or simplistic answers. They need to know the why behind everything. Why are things the way they are? Who decided this? What if there's another way to see it? This constant questioning often places them at odds with authority figures who expect obedience rather than deep thinking. But this need to question is not a flaw. It is a sign of a higher intelligence, one that refuses to be confined by outdated beliefs. Because of this, school can feel incredibly frustrating for them. While other students excel by following instructions and repeating information, chosen ones struggle to engage with anything that feels meaningless. They need purpose in everything they do. If they don't see the value in a task, they will have a hard time committing to it. This is why they often struggle with subjects that seem disconnected from real life. Memorizing random dates, solving repetitive math problems, or writing essays on topics they have no emotional connection to feels like a waste of time. Their minds reject anything that does not serve a higher purpose. But what society often fails to recognize is that chosen ones have a different kind of brilliance, one that cannot be measured by traditional standards. Their intelligence is not about how quickly they can solve a math problem or how well they can memorize historical facts. Their intelligence is spiritual, intuitive, and visionary. They see patterns that others don't. They understand life in ways that textbooks never could. They have a natural ability to connect seemingly unrelated ideas, to perceive truths hidden beneath the surface, and to sense energies and emotions that others overlook. This is why so many chosen ones are drawn to spiritual knowledge from an early age. While their classmates are focused on history, science, and literature, They find themselves captivated by the mysteries of existence. They feel a deep longing to understand things that cannot be explained by conventional education, the true nature of consciousness, the unseen forces that shape reality, and the deeper purpose of life itself. Traditional subjects often feel limiting because they only scratch the surface of what is real. Chosen ones crave something deeper, something that speaks to their soul. Instead of being drawn to textbooks, they seek wisdom in ancient teachings, esoteric texts, and spiritual practices. They feel more connected to the words of mystics and philosophers than to the lessons in their school curriculum. They resonate with the idea that knowledge is not just something that can be learned in a classroom, but something that must be felt and experienced on a personal level. This deep thirst for truth is what sets them apart from the rest. Because their minds work differently, chosen ones often struggle with the pressures of academic validation. Society teaches us that intelligence is measured by degrees, diplomas, and GPAs. But deep down, they know that true intelligence is not about how well you can perform on a test. It's about how well you can understand the world, how deeply you can connect with others, and how courageously you can think for yourself. For chosen ones, school is not a place of discovery, it is a place of limitation. It is a place that tells them how they should think, rather than encouraging them to think for themselves. It is a place that values memorization over wisdom, obedience over insight, and conformity over individuality. This is why so many chosen ones feel lost in the school system. They do not struggle because they are not smart enough. They struggle because they are too awakened to fit into a system that was never designed for them. But if you are one of these people, if you have ever felt like you didn't belong in school, if you have ever struggled with conventional learning, if you have ever been told that you were not smart enough or good enough because you didn't fit into the system, then know this: you are not broken. You are not a failure. You are simply different, and that difference is your greatest gift. You were never meant to follow the path that others take. You were never meant to fit into a system that was designed to suppress your true potential. You were meant to carve your own path, to seek knowledge beyond the limitations of society, and to embrace the unique way your mind works. If this message speaks to your soul, then you are not alone. Your struggles in school were never a reflection of your worth or intelligence. They were a sign that you were meant for something greater. Your journey is unfolding exactly as it should, and everything you've been through has been leading you to this moment. So embrace your uniqueness, honor your gift, and never let society's definition of intelligence define who you are. Because you are not here to fit in, you are here to awaken. And if this message reached you at the right time, type 1111 in the comments to affirm your divine path. Let the universe know that you are ready to step into your higher purpose. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss content that speaks directly to your soul. Have you ever felt like school just wasn't meant for you? Like no matter how much effort you put in, you still felt disconnected, misunderstood, or even labeled as lazy? If so, you're not alone. Many people who are deeply intuitive, creative, and spiritually aware find that the traditional education system never truly aligned with them. It wasn't because you weren't capable of learning. In fact, the truth is far more powerful. You were never meant to follow the ordinary path. From an early age, you sensed that the world worked differently than what you were being taught. While other students followed the system without question, you questioned everything. The idea that success was determined by grades, test scores, and rigid structures never sat right with you. Deep down, you knew that true intelligence wasn't about memorization or repetition, it was about something far more meaningful. You weren't here to simply absorb information. You were here to understand life on a deeper level. The disconnect between your inner wisdom and the school system often led to frustration. You may have felt like you were constantly being forced to invest your time and energy into subjects that didn't inspire you. While others seemed motivated by external rewards like grades and praise, you craved something deeper, knowledge that resonated with your soul. But the system wasn't designed for those who think outside the box. It was built to create workers, not visionaries. One of the biggest challenges you faced in school was the overwhelming energy of the environment. Classrooms were filled with different emotions, stress, and unseen energetic forces. Most students navigated these spaces without much thought, but you felt everything on an intense level. You could sense when a teacher was frustrated, when a classmate was anxious, or when the entire room was heavy with tension. School wasn't just an academic experience for you, it was an energetic battlefield. The rigid schedules, artificial lighting, and constant pressure made school feel suffocating. You absorbed emotions like a sponge, and over time, this left you mentally drained and emotionally exhausted. While others could focus on studying, you were often struggling just to maintain your inner balance. The stress of exams, peer pressure, and societal expectations created a heavy weight that pressed down on your spirit. It wasn't that you didn't care about your education. You just found it impossible to thrive in an environment that didn't align with your true nature. Beyond the emotional intensity, you also struggled because you could see through the illusion of the system. From a young age, you sensed that there was more to life than what you were being taught. While others were conditioned to believe that their future depended entirely on their academic success, you knew that real success was something different. It wasn't about how well you followed the rules, but about how well you understood yourself and the world around you. While your classmates worked tirelessly for grades, scholarships, and degrees, you found yourself longing for something greater. You weren't interested in just memorizing facts and passing tests. You wanted to learn about the mysteries of the universe, the depths of human consciousness, and the truths that couldn't be found in textbooks. You wanted knowledge that would truly empower you, not just prepare you for a 9-to-5 job. But the system didn't offer that. Instead, it pushed conformity, competition, and the idea that your worth was measured by numbers on a piece of paper. This deeper awareness often made you feel disconnected from those around you. While others were chasing external validation, you were searching for inner meaning. You saw that life wasn't just about climbing a social or academic ladder. It was about growth, self-discovery, and following your unique path. But because you refused to blindly follow the system, you may have been labeled as rebellious, unfocused, or even lazy. In reality, you weren't any of those things. You were simply refusing to waste your energy on something that didn't align with your purpose. Another reason school felt like a struggle for you was because of your natural ability to dream and imagine beyond the ordinary. While other students were diligently writing notes, solving equations, or following structured lessons, you often found yourself drifting into deep thought, exploring new ideas, and envisioning endless possibilities. To the outside world, it may have looked like you were distracted or uninterested. Teachers might have told you to pay attention or stop daydreaming. But what they didn't understand was that your mind was traveling far beyond the walls of the classroom. You weren't just lost in thought. You were exploring new dimensions of creativity, accessing intuitive insights, and connecting ideas in ways that others couldn't see. The structured nature of school often felt like a cage, limiting the vastness of your consciousness. You weren't meant to fit into a rigid system. You were meant to create, innovate, and think beyond boundaries. But instead of nurturing your creativity, the school system tried to mold you into something you weren't. It tried to force you into a pattern that wasn't designed for dreamers, visionaries, or free thinkers. Despite the struggles, the truth is you were always meant for something greater. School was just one chapter in your life, but it was never meant to define your entire journey. You were never designed to fit into a system that measures success through standardized tests and report cards. Your soul carries a purpose that no classroom could ever teach you. Maybe you were meant to create something extraordinary. Maybe you were destined to inspire, heal, or awaken others. Maybe your purpose is to bring new ideas into the world, challenge outdated beliefs, or guide people toward deeper truths. Whatever your path may be, know this: you were never here to conform. You were here to rise beyond the limits of the system. The struggles you faced in school were never a reflection of your intelligence or potential. If anything, they were proof that you were meant for something far greater than what traditional education could offer. You were never meant to measure your worth by a GPA or a diploma. You were meant to trust your intuition, follow your passion, and embrace the path that truly resonates with your soul. If you've ever felt like you didn't belong in the school system, know that you are not alone. There are countless others like you, people who think differently, feel deeply, and see beyond the illusions of society. Your struggles were never a sign of failure. They were signs that you were always destined to break free from the system and walk your own unique path. So if this message speaks to you, take it as confirmation that you are exactly where you need to be. You are not behind. You are not lost. You are simply walking a different path, one that was meant for you and you alone. If you resonate with this truth, type 1111 in the comments to affirm your connection with divine wisdom and attract blessings into your life. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more eye-opening content that speaks to your soul. Until next time, stay true to your path, chosen one. Thank you for watching.